Hi, I'm Matt from Black Box Mind, and this is the start of my first mini-series here on YouTube. What's it on? Well, the 12 Principles of Multimedia Learning, of course. Well, please, don't click away. It's not going to be boring. Now, listen, if you're interested in making tutorials and presentations that, actually help people learn, then I suggest you stick around. Did you know there are ways of using animations, videos, images, texts and diagrams in your videos and presentations that actually helps people to learn? Yep, it's true, and these techniques are called the Principles of Multimedia Learning. Now, these are evidence-based principles that have been researched and put together by a whole range of different researchers, but that have mostly been led by this handsome chap, Dr. Richard Mayer. You see, there are certain ways that your brain takes in new information, and by knowing these simple rules and techniques, you can make your content easier for people to learn from. Now, I'm not claiming to be an expert on the matter, but what I can do is present you with this information for you to put into practice when you're making your own content. And that is the essential reason for me making this mini-series here on YouTube. Now, before we go jumping straight into the principles, first I'd like to give a little bit of context. Learning from media, well, just learning in general really, kind of takes place in 3 different steps. Now, obviously the process of learning is more complex than these 3 steps, but for the interest of brevity and, not sending you to sleep, we'll keep things simple. Now, these 3 steps for the learners are identifying important information, actively reorganizing that material and building mental models of this new information, and finally, linking this new information with stuff already known in long-term memory. The 12 principles of multimedia learning are separated out into 3 groups to essentially cover these 3 steps. The first group is for reducing extraneous processing, which basically outlines key principles for stripping out any unimportant information and bringing to the spotlight essential elements that your learners need to know. The second group is for managing essential processing. This group is for principles for organizing your information in a way that makes it easy to digest, as well as making it easier to link new information with prior knowledge from long-term memory. The third and final group is fostering generative processing. These principles are general points about the delivery of your information. It's all about finding ways to engage and motivate whoever's watching. So what I'll do in this mini-series is, for each video, I'll cover 1 principle. I'll give you a clear idea of what that principle is all about and how to go about employing that in your tutorials, instructional videos, presentation slides, online courses, whether that's for school or for work. So let's get started. First up is the group on reducing extraneous processing, and the first principle in that group is the coherence principle. So I suppose I'll see you in the next video. And I'll save you a seat right at the front of class, next to yours truly.